Okay, on the pasuk, Paro hikriv vayisu b'nei Yisrael as einehem. Paro came forth, and b'nei Yisrael lifted up their eyes, and they saw Mitzrayim behind them. They were very scared, and they cried out to Hashem. Rashi says, what does it mean vayitzaku? They cried out. They took into their hands. They used the craft of their forefathers, as we find by Avraham. It says that Avram went and he davened to Hashem El HaMakom Asher Amad Sham. He went and he prayed. We find that Avraham went and he davened to Hashem on Har Moriah, and Yitzchak went to daven in the field. We find by Yaakov went out also and davened on Har Moriah. So the question is, why do we say that in this Rashi that Bnei Yisrael came and used the craft, the tools of their forefathers, of their avos? Why can't we just say that they were crying out to Hashem at a time of distress? Why do we say it the other way? And Rabbi Schwab brings that in the Slichas we say, Anenu answer us kishanisa Avraham Avinu b'Har HaMoriah. The same way you answered Avraham Avinu, our forefather Avraham, on Har HaMoriah, answer us. The question is, first of all, where do we find that Avraham even davened on Har HaMoriah? And what was he davening for? And so, he explains that Avraham Avinu was davening for Emunah, because even though he was doing the mitzvah that Hashem commanded him to bring Yitzchak on the Mizbeach, he was afraid that what might happen is he might all of a sudden have a fear in his faith. He might lose the faith. Why? Because of the difficulty. And Avram was answered about this. He was davening to Hashem for the strength, for the courage, for the faith. And same thing we can say, that's what Rashi is saying, that Bnei Yisrael were also davening to Hashem to have the faith to go into the Yam Suf, that Hashem will do a miracle for them. But they looked behind them and they were very afraid. They saw the Mitzrayim coming towards them. And even though they did trust in Hashem, but they couldn't help having fear in their heart. And when they felt this fear in their heart, they asked Hashem, please give us strength in our faith, that this shouldn't make us stop. It shouldn't falter our faith in you. And that's why we see in Slichas, it also says, Anenu answer us kisha anisa lavoisenu al Yamsuf. Same way that it said, Anenu kisha anisa Avraham Avinu. Because they were doing the same practice that their forefather Avram did when he was davening to Hashem to help us, to help them, to help him not lose the strength to have faith in him and to carry out his will. And that's also when Yaakov Avinu went back to Har Moriah. When he went to Haran and realized that he was losing faith, he went all the way back to Har Moriah to daven to Hashem, to help him strengthen his emunah, his faith in Hashem. And that's the lesson for us. Whenever we feel, and it's normal to feel, afraid, and we feel that we're losing our strength, our faith in Hashem, we just have to cry out to Hashem, Hashem, hold us tight. Help us remain strong in your faith and believing in you, and then everything will be fine.